3 days ago, I walked away from 30,000 subscribers. I saw the numbers and I decided in 10 minutes, all gone. And this is what's left. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into recording 250 videos over the last 2 years, trying to build my personal brand while I worked with some of you guys starting over after 40. Once I looked at the numbers and the subscribers in detail, I noticed that most of these people were not the ones who would be working with me going forward. So I had no other choice but pull the plug, do another reset, walk all the way back to the bottom of the mountain. But I have done this 5 times before. Businesses, relationships, changing countries and continents. So the playbook was kind of familiar to me. Now, finally, with a clean slate, I get to see what I'm made out of. And you get to see this while I document it in real time. So my starting point is really simple. So I have 12 or 13 subscribers on my channel, the new one. I have 2 paying clients. I have roughly $1,000 in revenue coming in, and my cost base is $300 a month. It includes office rent, phone, and some miscellaneous charges. Now the big question is, okay, where do I want to take this business? Building my personal brand, you want to get clients, or what do you want to do? I honestly want to see if I can turn my obsession into a business. What that means in practice is that I want to see what real value means. Then I want to see if I can scale that up and monetize that and turn that into a business while really helping people. That's my goal. I don't have any numbers targets, not for the next 6 months or for the next 12 months. None of that stuff. No New Year's resolutions either. Just want to see if my obsession can be monetized. And the way I'm going to do this, and this is where my learnings from the past come into play. Let me start with the first principle here. Understand what business you are in. Let me tell you a story. When I started my first business 16 years ago in San Diego, that was a real estate development company. I was actually not in the business of doing real estate. I was in the business of acquiring opportunities because most of the inventory in that market was dominated by or controlled by either homeowners or real estate agents. So I had to build relationships with these people. So I understood back then that I have to be really good at making their life easier. Thinking about real estate agents, people value time and convenience. So how can I make sure that the real estate agents never lose face so I can be the easiest guy to work with? So understanding what value really means. So in this business now that I'm in, the way I look at it is that my biggest asset and my superpower is that I take a complex picture like that and I can help somebody like you saying, okay, I just lost my business and I'm overwhelmed and I have plenty of these things on my plate. So here's where I come into play. I need to be able to make it easier for you, remove friction and say, okay, this thing here, one thing that you need to focus on. That's my value add. Understanding that now with this business, I'm actually in the business of providing accurate information because I'm as good as my information is. That's the bottom line. Principle number 2, I need to put all eggs in one basket. If I want to really get good at something, focus is the only thing I can have because with focus, I can get time and attention. And that means that I can actually get really good at something. I'm a big believer in seasons. It took me roughly 10 years to get good at real estate. It took me roughly 10 years to get good at corporate stuff. And now this is my year 2. So all in, focus. And in order to get focus, I need to learn how to say no. This is actually already something I had to learn after my second difficult breakup because I used to be a yes guy. And now saying no is the first enabler for me to be able to focus. And what that means now in my daily life is that I still have my legacy business, my real estate stuff that I'm in the process of ramping down. So the dilemma is here, or the challenge is here where I need to say no to that stuff and those fires, let some of them burn while I focus on this that hasn't really generated anything. So this is the constant battle in my own mind every day. How do I get focus? How do I make sure that I get to say no to the right stuff? I know how to say no to the right stuff so I can say yes to the things that matter. The third thing in my case is simplicity. The older I get, the more I understand the value in simple stuff. Kind of goes hand in hand with number 2. If I want to really add value, and what I said in the beginning here, that if I want to help you, I need to be able to tell you what not to do instead of adding. Adding it feels safe and easy. It's like having 15 different t-shirts in your closet. And if you need more, do you get rid of 5? And replace them, or do you actually add to your pile of 15? Adding is never a good option. And all good business ideas and all Good coaches and all good employees and business owners, in my mind, are exceptionally good at understanding what is it that they need to do, what's that one thing, and it requires simplicity. Like I said, it goes hand in hand with focus. In my case, I need to be able to convey my message to you. This is what I'm practicing every day. How do I take a video like this? My notes are here on the wall, and I look at them and I spend a lot of time thinking how I can make this so simple that you guys get to understand. I don't know if I delivered on that promise, but this is what I'm working on. It's no different whether I'm on this side of the camera or on that side of the camera. Simplicity is key. So these things. So what business am I in? I'm in the business of providing accurate information. I need to recognize that. What does it mean? I need to get good at it. Focus means that I need to say no. And then at the end of the day, simplicity. These are the building blocks. If I can deliver on these or make sure that these are set in stone and I can execute these really well, I believe I can get there where I want to go, where I can turn my obsession into a business. I'm going to have a bunch of videos, 2 or 3 weekly, lots of shorts, lots of content where I basically talk about my past. Every now and then, maybe it's once every 2 weeks or once every month, I'm going to throw in one of these business status updates so that you can see somebody in his 40s starting over at 40 doing something hard. I walked all the way back to the bottom so that you guys would see in real time how EJ is doing. If I'm going to fail, I don't know what failure looks like, or if I'm going to win. Well, either way I'm going to win because I either get the desired outcome or I get the epic story, so it doesn't really matter. But you be the judge. You tell me if I succeeded or not. I document every single step so that you get to see how these numbers that were on the first page develop. If I can get more subscribers, that I think I can. This is the big thing because the views don't really matter. The subscribers don't really mean that much, but the point is to get leads and clients. So first I get attention or create attention, then I convert the attention, and then at the end of the day, I try to deliver that attention so that there's value. To summarize, I don't know if I'm early or if I'm delusional, but the good news is that we are all about to find out. And remember, you guys get to see this in real time. If you like what you're seeing, if you want to get more of these updates, do me a favor and hit subscribe. And remember, if you're starting over after 40 and you can't see the one thing that changes everything, that's exactly what I do. One conversation, one target in 30 days. I'll see you in the next video.